I'm gonna be honest right now, I do not feel like doing this podcast. But here we are. I'm just a little bit tired because it's a gloomy day. And gloomy days affect me, I guess, a lot. It's been gloomy this whole weekend. And I'm on my period. So there's that. Montez just asked, have I been cramping pretty bad? The answer to that is no. But I guess still some of the effects of like PMSing is there. This is my first episode also, and I've never done this before, so I guess I'm a little bit nervous about that. And I really want it to be good, but I have to remember most likely it will not be. It probably won't. Like, it'll probably be shit, and that's okay, you know, because nobody's good when they first start. Everybody is gonna be shit, and then you get good. So I just have to kind of remember that. So welcome to my shitty podcast. Hello, welcome to Rejecting Smallness with Angel Foster. That's me. We are just over here rejecting the shit out of smallness. If I'm honest, I'm feeling a lot of smallness right now. Like, I'm feeling not worthy to be talking to you guys and sharing my thoughts about this. Like, who am I to even be qualified to say anything? Yeah, I don't know. But this is how I'm actively overcoming it, by just pushing through the feeling and just pushing down those voices in my head, which is what I wanted to kind of talk about today. So let's just define smallness for people who may not be familiar with the concept. So smallness is the quality of being insignificant or weak. And oftentimes we will bring that shit in our lives by saying we're not worthy of this, or really it can also look like you saying someone only got something because X, Y, and Z. And while some of those things may be valid, it really has nothing to do with you at the end of the day, you know? Like, that doesn't make you achieve the thing by constantly dwelling on like why this person got what they got, because at the end of the day, that's still making you feel really insignificant. And that's something that I did for a long time to kind of qualify my lack of achieving anything, is by saying, oh, I didn't get this because I wasn't worthy, or this person got it because they were white or a man or whatever. And like, yes, white men do be getting shit. You know, it's not always. It's like, if you're not also doing something, like, are you also, if you're not also going after the thing, like, are you also deserving of it, you know? Like, and if you're constantly telling yourself you're not deserving, then you very well won't be, you know what I mean? I'm grateful that I now have language to know like what I've been doing to myself and just deeming myself unworthy for so many things, so we can fix it. So I mean, I'm in this work right now. Like, this is not something that I'm speaking from a place of like I'm on the other side of it. Like, I am literally in this work trying to get smallness the hell up out of my life. And it's hard. Like, it's really hard, because it's so much easier to just be like, yeah, I'm not worthy of that thing, so I'm not gonna even go for it. It's so much easier to just take yourself out of the game, you know? But that's not the fulfilling thing. That's not the rewarding thing. And playing small, it just doesn't serve anybody. Like, it doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve anyone who may be having to deal with me. It doesn't serve whatever job I'm working in, because that's another thing too. When you're not in alignment with your purpose, it doesn't just take you out of alignment. It takes everyone else who may be around you out of alignment, because you're not meant to be there. And so it's just a battle to really put yourself out there and do the work, and to not be small, and really be like, I'm gonna take up space today and show up for your life. That's truly what it is. It's just showing up for this life that you've been called to live. And that doesn't mean like living this most extravagant life. It's just whatever you've been called to do, doing exactly that. And that's not easy. Like, it's really not. It's so much easier to just be chill and be like, nah, that's not for me. But, you know, that's not what we've been called to do on this earth. We have to show up. Otherwise, why would we be here, you know? Everyone truly has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. And once you find that, like, to keep running away from it, that's It's really whack. And so it wasn't until I really realized that me saying things like, oh, I'm not worthy of this job, I'm not worthy of this opportunity, like those are just stories. These are just stories that I'm telling myself. And I could choose to tell myself a different story, or I can choose to just detach from the stories altogether. I don't know where we get these things in our head. Maybe it's the world like telling us this one thing. But I mean, at this point now, granted, they're still our first, but there's a ton of people who have been made to be examples for whatever career path you wanted to. And if there's not, like, it may be someone close enough to where you're like, okay, like I can achieve this thing, I can go out for it. Like there are enough success stories. I just don't know why we struggle so hard with like thinking we could be the next, you know, or right now there are so many podcasts, there are so many YouTube channels, and YouTube has been around forever, but still there are people blowing up on YouTube every single day. Like I recently discovered this girl named Kelly Stamps, who is almost at 1 million subscribers, and she just started her channel in 2018 or 2019 or something, you know? And that's not gonna happen for everybody, but there are enough instances to where you say, you know, with enough hard work and enough perseverance, you can get to where you want to go. And it always doesn't even take hard work. Like it's truly just when you're in alignment, it may not even take a lot of hard work. Like you're just like such in a groove and things feel so naturally to you that things just manifest because you're doing what you're meant to be doing. So it may not even require hard work. Whatever you think and your mind is going to require, that's probably what it's going to require. And that may not make sense. And it's a little bit woo-woo, but if you're constantly trying to force things and you're not in alignment, things are going to be really, really hard. But once you find that groove, it may still be a lot of hard work, but if you're in alignment, I feel like it's just going to sing, you know? And that's a little bit of what I've been experiencing the more I'm just putting myself out there and doing the things that I like to do. Like it just kind of sings. It's not like singing hella loud, like it's not on Aretha Franklin, but it's on a little Billie Eilish right now. And the more I feel like I keep charting this path, the more I feel like it's just gonna sing and it's all gonna be so beautiful. And I'm just so excited to see what is to come. And honestly, that's the only thing that's keeping me on this path of rejecting smallness, because like I said, it's just so much easier to not. And I don't have nobody around me that's, you know, truly, besides like my dad, who's like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do my own thing and nobody's gonna tell me anything, you know? And I really think that's why our parents sometimes can be our greatest teachers, because my dad has truly been someone who has forged his own path. Yeah, I think the more we just are in alignment, and if you haven't found that alignment yet, just seeking that alignment and finding time to be still and listen to whatever you need to say to you, you know, to find that calling, to find that peace. That is how you find your alignment, and that is how you detach from the stories of smallness. Like the more you just do that, honestly, like the better your life will be, I think. Maybe, I don't know, it may still be very fucking hard. Actually, but I think it'll be not necessarily better, but more purposeful and more fulfilling, because you're actually putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself in the arena. You're trying versus the opposite. And I just would rather not live that way. So yeah, I think this is episode 1. How long is that? How long does it say?
12 minutes.
Fuck, yeah, that didn't feel long at all.
But it didn't, that's like, what you're saying is good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be long. Like, you put in that stipulation on yourself. Like, you don't have to meet a 30-minute, you know.
I know, but I wanted to try to, because I like longer podcasts.
Yeah.
But I don't really have much more to say than that. So yeah, I like to end this podcast. I want to try to end each one with like a challenge or something. So this week, just do one thing that allows you to show up. So whether that's you're walking outside with your mask on, I know it's COVID, and a stranger walks by, just speak to them. We are all humans. We are all experiencing life. To just greet instead of just being on your phone or just acting like this person doesn't exist. Like, just speak to somebody. What else? What's something else y'all can do? And I'm gonna do it too.
I was about to say, like, what do you?
I'm doing it too.
Well, they don't know that. They just hear you telling them to do something. They don't hear you saying.
I'm doing it with y'all. What's something I can do this week? What's the way we can do something? Like, what's one way you can put yourself out there? Just do something that's just a little bit scary this week. Like, that just gives you a little bit of butterflies, a little bit of tingles, but that you know afterwards will bring you joy. And so that may be just speaking to a stranger on the street while you're out for your walk. Because it's so much easier to act like people don't exist, but we're all humans and we're all going through this existence at the same time. So that would be fun, I think. I did that the other day and it was super awkward, and the girl waved back. She waved back, but she also was just like, you know, like, she looked at me a little bit weird. But I think it's worth it to try. And it actually brought me a lot of joy because it made me feel connected to someone outside of this little circle that I'm in. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was a blessing. I hope that you got something from this, and I'm truly grateful to be going through this journey together at the same time. And I'm just ready to be on the other side of, like, we've rejected smallness, you know, but right now we're in the rejecting. It's an active verb. So we're on it. We're on this path, and I send you guys so much love, and yeah, bye.